Hello and good evening. I'm Angela Googie, and we're here to inform you why Bunny hasn't been streaming, Bunny's health, and the question that keeps being asked: why do you wear a mask? Why do you cover your face? Oh, would you look at the time? It's time for Bill Gunkley's segment. Bill, take it away. I see. Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening. I'm Bill Gunkley, and I'm here to inform you on why Bunny hasn't streamed since 2 months ago, more or less, since October. Usually, those months tends to be the busiest since family tends to visit during said months, October through December. Second reason, wanting to spend more time with family. We'll go more in depth about this matter later on with Bonilia in our special interview. Third reason, during October, Bunny decided they wanted to do a challenge they had done the previous years called Quacktober, which is when you draw specifically, in this challenge, Quackity, a Twitch streamer Bunny had watched for years, every day October, but they decided to opt out and do a different challenge called QSMP Tober. So they got pretty busy with art. Fourth reason, getting busy taking care of their nephew and nieces. There's 3 in total. Almost a whole month of October, every day she took care of them. This ending Tober had her pretty busy. And the 5th and final reason, health. Again, Mitchie will talk about this more up next. But first, we're going to take a quick intermission before we move on to the weather segment with Mitchie.
Everything's under control, sir. What? What do you mean, sir? Oh, I see the problem now. They're looking at me. We'll be right back with your regularly scheduled programming. Hi, I'm Mitchie Gooberson, and I'm here to report on the weather. also known as Bunny's health.
Yes, of course. Please, continue on with this important topic, Miss Michi. Is everything okay, Miss Michi? Why are you crying? Wait, is that a raincoat? Miss Michi, I can't help you if you're crying. Why are you crying?
It's just that Bunny has been in so much pain and suffering health-wise. It all started on October with a mild cold that went away. Everything was good that month after that, but suddenly on Saturday, January 6th, Bunny had that fatal mistake of raising her voice louder than usual. In a game of Loteria, if you don't know what Loteria is, a game of predominantly the Spanish-speaking community where everybody puts in money, only if you're playing, of course, in a container. It can be from a dime, a quarter, up to $1, depends on the household. The way the game is played is everybody chooses a special card, kind of like bingo, but instead of numbers, it's an image. Like a little card. Then there's a person that calls out the cards with the image and name. For example, if I say La Luna and your special card has the same image, then you could place down either a coin, beans, bottle caps, or even candy. Anything small you can find to put on the special card. The game will keep going until someone says buenas. This means the person has gotten 4 images in a row from side to side or even up and down. Let me just move and scooch for a second, if you don't mind. We're gonna need a lot of space for this next segment. Now, you may be asking yourself, why are you explaining this game to us? Well, it's important to the story, of course. Bunny had been the one calling the cards all night long, and with each game passing, for some reason, people would say, "You're not saying it loud enough," or "You're saying the wrong thing." You can imagine how much pressure this would be for a shy, not loud at all, dyslexic bunny. This was a lot of pressure for her, and to make it up to for everybody, she ended up screaming the cards to everybody, and even showing the images on the cards. This went on for 5 hours straight. 5 hours of her just constantly yelling these cards out. Now, screaming cards at people for 5 hours doesn't sound that great. Well, it all goes downhill from here, folks. Bunny's starting feeling, to quote it correctly from her directly, I got super duper sick out of nowhere today. So who knows if streamed this month. She felt sick, but nothing too bad. This would change drastically Sunday, January 7th. That day, her family told her to come again to her sister's house to hang out again and have fun. But Bunny didn't like to tell her family when she was feeling sick because she feels like she gets sick often and doesn't want to annoy or bother her family with health issues. So she said, okay, and came along. She had been okay until 3 o'clock hit. Now, the image we are about to show you is a recreation of what Bunny went through that day. There will be lots of recreation images later on. Now, as you can see, this is not Bunny's sister's house, but this is the closest image of Bunny's sister's couch we could find. From 3 o'clock and then on, Bunny had been sitting, laying down on that couch all day. She had shivers and her body ached. And worst of all, her throat started to hurt. And this was the beginning of her declining health.
Oh, oh no. Poor Bunny. Surely it doesn't get worse.
Oh, oh no, it gets much worse. So from 3 o'clock to 6, she suddenly got hungry and had a hankering for chicken tenders or nuggets. So she asked her sister if she could order something for her. Her sister said yes, and the food came. Bunny started to bite and eat her food, but suddenly noticed swallowing her food was hurting her. Her throat, a little much. But she brushed it off, thinking it was nothing important. This will foreshadow the coming events. The continuation of that night, her brother kept asking her to say the cards again, since the family wanted to play again. But she noticed every time she tried to speak, it felt like sharp pain was stabbing her in the throat, and she lost her voice. The quadruple combination of body ache, shivers, sharp pain in the throat, and losing her voice, a new challenger appeared.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distance
Ear
blocks
pain.
fall to a past still unnamed.
Feeling all this, Bunny decided to finally tell her parents if they could head home. Earlier than usual, her parents agreed to head home. Bunny was sitting in her sister's couch with all of these symptoms all day long. And finally, she had enough of it. To quote Bunny, the type of sick where I was super duper cold even when I had two blankets. When I got home, I vomited. I gotta stop making it a habit of getting so sick so often. If only somebody could tell this to her body. Hey! Stop getting her sick, you little freak!
Miss Michi, please be nice to her body.
Fine. Okay, okay. Sorry.
Not as sorry as you're gonna be if you try to make her sick again.
Let me scooch a little more. I'm gonna need more space than this. Now we will show you the chart with when she started being sick to the end of the level of pain during those days. As you can see, her pain grows exponentially but lowers by the 16th. Now, I will tell you her health and things that happened during those days. On the 6th, social anxiety, starting to feel body aches, and shivers started. As you can see, this is how she felt on the 6th. On the 7th, the beginning of a nightmare with body aches, shivers, sharp pain in the throat, when swallowing, losing her voice. There's a lot of ear pain. She couldn't sleep. On the 8th, body aching from primarily from the back, throat started to hurt, more and ear pain and weakness, painkillers and hot showers relaxed Bunny and calmed Bunny down. The hot water on the back helped, I believe, and the aching and pain from the ears also went down. So Bunny felt way better once she was taking showers. On the 9th, they couldn't sleep, ear pain, and some throat discomfort, but Gatorade made it feel 10 times better. Cold Gatorade to be exact, and taking a hot shower helped as well. On the 10th, wooziness, and every time she drank even a little sip of water, she would get a stabbing pain in her throat, tonsil region, plus mild ear aches, but managed to sleep for at least 2 hours. On the 11th, pain was at an all-time high. She couldn't take it. She couldn't take the immense pain from her ear and jaw tonsils and toothaches that she snapped at their mom for no reason. The pain had been that highest she's ever felt. No sleep again. And I quote, she said, "I have never snapped at my mom. I felt horrible." On the 12th, they had not been able to properly drink since the 7th. She got PTSD from attempting to drink water or swallowing spit. Her mouth felt extremely disgusting, with spit basically drowning her. This day, she was able to sip water a tiny bit, which made her happy. Since the 7th, Bunny has not been able to speak, making it feel like she was relearning how to speak and hasn't been able to eat since then. On the 13th, she took various breaks in walking, kept practicing her speech, and overall trying to relax her body, but did not sleep that night. On the 14th, she was able to drink liquids, but still had some PTSD from thinking the water was going to hurt her. Can't open her jaw since the 7th, but from the 11th to the 13th, she has been able to practice speaking a bit. Able to walk without hurting, has taken hot showers since the 6th to prevent pressure from ear pain, which has also stuck around almost the whole time. On the 15th, Bunny's jaw did not feel like her own. Practiced alphabet, extremely bad earache day, and her tonsils got even more swollen again. Later that night, they went downstairs, sat in a chair where it was freezing cold, but she did not care because it was better than staying upstairs hurting alone and afraid. On the 16th, no ear pain and no major mouth pain. Was able to sleep for 5 hours downstairs. On the 17th, was able to freely breathe without hurting, eat a bit, and talk a bit. But again, nothing too perfect. Her speech was at a 60, no pain that day. She was able to eat one of her favorite comfort foods, a Taco Bell quesadilla. A glorious meal, I would say. The 18th to the 20th, she was able to relax and take a break. Was finally able to sleep in her room on the 20th after nights of being scared too because they had been sick and in bed for weeks, so why not take a break? Woke up with a dry mouth, but hydration did the trick. On the 21st, they finally felt at 88%. Doing good, but wanted to relax and not push it. Still felt a bit weak. Overall, 14 days of sickness can really put a toll on a bunny's life and makes you appreciate life way more. And that was Bunny's health update. Bill, back to you.
Wow. What an inspiring story. Really brought tears to my eyes. Well, from this studio, Bunny, we are sending you the biggest hug we can give you. Now, with the special interview, Vanilla Orchidea, please take it away.
Aw, thanks, Bill. Mitchie Gooberston, you did a great job reporting on her health. Hello, I'm Vanilla Orchidea, and now we're here interviewing the bunny of the hour, Chonabunny.
Thank you for having me here, Vanilla. And may I say, you look lovely today.
Why, thank you, Bunny. You're looking great yourself.
Vanilla, was that a fedora?
Bill, please, I'm trying to conduct a serious interview.
Yes. I'm very sorry. I must be seeing things. Please continue.
Anyways, as I was about to ask you, Bill covered something on this segment, but I wanted to go more in depth and ask you, why are you spending so much time with the family? And isn't this taking away from time you could be streaming?
So, the first question, I'll answer that one first. Which is, why are you spending so much time with family? Well, from 2020 to 2022, 4 people from my family have passed away. 2020, my tia, which was the first person to go, passed away, and 2 days after that, my grandmother passed away. In a way, they had always been together, so for them to go one right after the other must have been a sign. Sorry, I didn't mean to like. It sounded like I was laughing, but I wasn't. It was just me trying to process this. 2021, my Theo had been living with us for a while, but him drinking and doing drugs for years had caught up with him, and the lifestyle caught up to him. So he passed away in the middle of 2021, or a little more after the middle of the year. So yeah. I'm sorry if I'm moving a lot or if I'm hitting the mic by accident. I'm just I move my hands a lot sometimes when I'm talking, so my apologies. In 2022, we found out my grandmother from my dad's side of the family, mi abuelita Felicitas, had extreme stage of cancer, and it was too far along for us to do anything to help her. She went on a flight to America to spend the last months with us and the rest of the family. Me and my dad greeted her on her way out of the airport, and I noticed she was noticeably weaker. This made me really sad. She was on a wheelchair, which I had never seen her like that in my life. She had always been up and about and cooking for everybody, and you know, so it was really hard for me to see her like that. So for me to see her like that was pretty hard. I kept my composure because I wanted to cry, but I didn't want her to see me like that. I didn't want her to feel bad or anything because it wasn't her fault. It's just something that sometimes happens. So I just gave her the biggest hug I could, obviously without hurting her, and I just gave her a big hug. I remember that day so vividly too. So yeah. Also, I just want to say sorry if I cried during this interview or anything like that. My apologies. Didn't want to make it the audio sound like this, but I'm sorry. A week later, and she passed away. The previous day, I went to see her and tell her I loved her. Everybody knew that soon it was going to be her time to go. We just didn't know it was going to be that soon. I'm so thankful I was able to see her before she passed. A lot of people don't have that opportunity, and I was thankful I had that opportunity. It's been pretty hard for me and my family, and them passing away taught me to appreciate my family even more. So right now, life is too short. And to answer your second question, isn't this taking away from time you could be streaming? Yes it is, but I'm trying to spend as much time now as I can before my nephew and niece grow up, and my family tends to work a lot. So they always have been hard workers, so whatever time I can spend with them on their free time, I will. Before we continue with this interview, I want to say one thing. Sorry for your loss, Bunny. I'm really sorry for your loss. Thank you, Vanilla. That means a lot. Thank you. Bunny, would you like to talk about your health? And I know we already covered this in the weather report with Michi, but I would personally want to know how you felt. Well, my health has always been up and down, but this past January, I got the sickest I've ever been than I've ever felt. As Michi said, it literally started with a game of loteria. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, it started from that, and everything went downhill from there. The whole time it felt like this intense pain, like if somebody was like literally hitting me with bricks. But only on the right side of my face and tonsils and ear area. Like it also felt like somebody kept pinching and poking me with needles in my ears. I couldn't open my mouth that much. It felt like I had to hand crank my mouth. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, literally that's how it felt. And I could only open it as much as my thumbnail. So like as much as like a thumb. If that's the only way I could describe it, that's how I it would be. My throat felt like somebody kept stabbing me with little knives. Every time I tried to even swallow my spit or sip even a little bit of water. I actually developed a bit of PTSD from trying to drink water because of it. My tonsils felt like they were trying to close my breathing airway the whole time. Like a door was closing with only the tiniest sliver open. Um, that with a combination of all the saliva, that was for some reason super excessive. I usually would produce like a lot of saliva and it like a lot for some reason, and it just felt like it was drowning me. It felt like I was drowning for most of the time I was sick. It felt like somebody was waterboarding me. I was panicking almost the whole time I was sick because of it. So yeah, I would say I was pretty traumatized from this sickness. It felt as if I was in danger the whole time. Um, at any moment I could perish. That's literally how I felt. And I'm not putting that lightly. If anybody knows me, they know I can handle pain and uncomfortableness, but this pain was so immense that I literally snapped at my mom. I've never done that in my life. I'll never do that in my life again because I snapped at my mom. My poor mom. She had literally nothing to do with the pain going on, and she was just trying to help me. And I just snapped at her because she wasn't understanding me. I couldn't talk, I couldn't speak. I was so frustrated, and I have since apologized to my mom, obviously. A constant state of fear was not healthy for me at all. It literally felt like somebody put a collar on me, but was constantly squeezing more and more every time. No, not like that. Not like that, you little freaks. I know who you are. I know who you are. No, not like that. No, no, little freaks. No. It got so bad that I literally had to reteach myself how to speak when it started to hurt less, which was in almost done being to hurt days. I was practicing the ABCs in Spanish and English. Um, but they sounded obviously they sounded off for me and probably to others. And almost the whole time, keep in mind, I don't like burdening people, and I was dealing with this alone. Know how scary that is? Not having anybody there, or technically not having anybody to support you with that. Being next to you, like that's what I wanted, but obviously everybody was busy and could not happen. But I was mostly alone for this whole process. Thankfully my parents brought or my dad brought me anything I needed, or if I was hurting or anything like that. He was very helpful. My mom was obviously giving me stuff so it wouldn't hurt as much, if that makes any sense. She would give me water with salt to try to get rid of all the bad stuff in the back of my throat, but that would hurt a lot. And I don't think she knew that it was hurting that much, but it was hurting really, really badly. I take back what I just said about not having anybody because they were technically there. But what I really wanted was someone like close to me. But obviously that was not able to happen. But I'm thankful that they helped me through this. But yes, this experience was one of the main reasons I will never yell again. Like that. So yeah, another reason why I don't yell. I don't like to yell. So, yes.
Bunny, you really are a trooper.
Thanks, Cornelia.
Bunny, I have two last questions for you. A constant question that keeps being asked is why do you wear a mask? And why do you cover your face?
I do keep being asked that question, don't I? Well, first, I shouldn't answer this question if I don't want to or want to, but I'm going to decide to answer it because I'm sure people are generally asking me, and there's multiple answers to this question just to let you know. So, there's no particular order in which I'm telling you this. I developed something called face dysphoria. I had been having this since I was little, but it was mild and something that would only pop in my mind once in a while. But once I got to my senior year of high school, it started to escalate from there. I would say in 2020 is when it was an all-time high. Sorry, to explain what face dysphoria is, it's a mental health condition where you have a warped perception of your face, like when you don't like your face or a certain part of it, but it elevated. When the pandemic hit, I saw people were wearing something called a mask, a face mask, and it covered your nose and your mouth, and it was at the peak of the pandemic, so I decided to put one on. Not only when I went outside, but when I was inside, for extra safety measures of identity protection as well. Since I had just started doing Twitch more often and using my face cam, that's why I was also wearing it. One of the main reasons why I would wear my mask inside and outside or wherever I was because I take care of three little kids, my nieces and my nephew, and their health is the most important to me. So whenever I still go outside right now, I still wear my mask just in case because I don't want to catch something and accidentally give it to them, especially since there's a baby involved. So I want to make sure that she's okay. Another reason, I'm usually on social media, so I don't want to be judged by the way I look like, or I want to be judged on whether I'm funny or fun to be around, if I'm a good person, or if I have, if they like my personality more than looks, something like that. They get to know me before making their opinions on if they're gonna like me for my face. I could go more in depth about why I wear a mask, but I'll save it for another interview.
Ah, I see. So we're gonna have another interview. Well, thank you so much, Bunny, for your answers for this interview, and thank you for giving us the inside scoop to the world of Bunny.
Thank you for watching.
We'll
See you next time.
And it's with also. What? It's still live? Oh, please forgive me. I hope you had a wonderful show. Bye bye. Oh, wait. I'm getting word of something. Bunny would like to talk to the audience? Okay. So as my bud said, he said that Bunny wants to talk to you, the audience. We're gonna go and switch you guys to her. And now,
Hey everybody. I hope you enjoyed. This took me about 3 months to make because again, I had this idea while in the middle of being sick. Month of this year, I was really, really sick, as you can tell, as you all saw the recreations. I was very sick, so I wanted to do a little storytelling of why I haven't been streaming, because I feel like I've been constantly getting sick, like a little bit at a time, and then it led up to this big thing of me being sick. Like I felt like I was gonna die. I have never said that in my life, and this is the only time that I will ever oh, well, not jinxing that, but this is the only time I felt like I was gonna die. So it felt very, very powerful thing that was gonna kill me. So, lack of a better word, but yeah, I felt awful. But I wanted to tell you guys why I haven't been streaming and give you guys an answer. I know I don't have to. I know I don't have to. You guys understand. But I just wanted to let you guys know and give you like a little heads up and tell you why. But we're gonna be doing something this year, and I just want to let you guys know. So, we're gonna be doing a lot more horror game streams. We're gonna be doing PS2, GameCube, and Wii streams, which I'm super excited about. I finally figured out how to do all that stuff. And we're also gonna be doing Lego building, which there's one person that got me specifically hooked back into it, and I think I'm gonna collect. There's two specific ones that I want to collect, series that I want to collect, and one of them is I'm almost done collecting all of the boxes and like everything I need for it. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more streams this year, hopefully. Keeping my fingers crossed. But yes. So I'm sorry, I've been sick. That's why I haven't been doing a lot of streams. But I just want to let you guys know about future stuff. And we're gonna be doing also a baking stream. I just don't know when. I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to do that, and I'm gonna bring some friends in so they can taste my cooking. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and bye. See you next time.